Scott Tess, good morning to you. Just minutes ago, 18-year-old Michael Sanchez, handcuffed and in his inmate uniform, walked into the courtroom and waved at his family and friends that were in the gallery. One of the victims' family was also in the gallery. Then Sanchez, which is pretty standard, entered a not guilty plea for the 8 counts that he's facing. 3 of those counts are first-degree murder charges. I want to give you some background of this horrific story. Sanchez is accused of shooting and killing his on-again, off-again girlfriend, 16-year-old Riley Montgomery, who was pregnant with his child. Riley's stepmother told Arizona's family that she believes Sanchez killed them because he didn't want to have the baby. Riley's friends were also shot, a 17-year-old who lost her baby from the shooting, and a 22-year-old who right now is in a coma. As we reported earlier this week, another woman who once dated Sanchez told us that she reported his threatening behavior, but she says police did nothing about it. So another teenager was also charged in this case, accused of hindering the investigation and helping Sanchez get away from the authorities. Michael Sanchez will have yet another court appearance next month, July 13th. There's going to be a lot of hearings, a lot of appearances before a trial date is potentially set, Scott and Tess. But of course, we'll keep you updated every step of the way here and on our free AZ Family News app. We'll send it back to you.